What's going on, guys? Ant here, and I wanted to show you the Aquatec 8800 booster pump and what a difference it's made. I already made the video on the filters. I actually ordered replacement filters for this when I purchased the unit. You got a deal if you purchased replacement filters and the filter at the same time, with it being the Black Friday sale and everything too. It was like 40 bucks for a full replacement set of filters, which was really great. Marine Depot's still sending me out another RO and DI because I blew out my first ones with my foolish flush. You can watch that in the previous video. But I had a spare RO from the initial order, what I was saying, and the DI that was supposed to come in with that initial order also showed up yesterday as well. So I went ahead, put the new membrane in the RO, didn't put the DI in, let it flush for over 30 minutes, and then put the DI membrane in the system as well. The Aquatec 88 came yesterday. That's just two boards drilled into a screw. It's drilled into a stud. It's mounted. It sounds kind of loud right now, but it's in my garage, so it's really quite quiet. Very, very, very simple hookup. You hook it up to your water supply. Goes into one end, comes out the other end, and then goes into your system. Very, very simple. I mean, this is the auto shutoff valve. This is the electronic shutoff valve that registers if there's more than 40 psi. That hooks up straight to where your reservoir is going to feed the back pressure off your float valve, if you even have something like that. Initially, it set the pressure up to almost 90, so there's a little screw on top, got the tiny Allen key, spun it, not even a quarter of a turn, maybe a quarter of a turn at the most, brought the pressure right back down. I've dialed it into a little less than 80, and I'm very happy with it. Very good flow and production, as you can see, getting a lot of RDI water out of there. Wastewater is still coming out the same pace, but again, it's all about time. So the wastewater is going to come out the pace the wastewater is going to come out. The question is, how much DI water do you get off the back end? And this is the color changing DI as well, so very happy with that. Let's check out the TDS. This inline is hooked up post RO, so this is not the raw TDS coming out of my tap. My raw TDS is anywhere between 280 and 300. So let's take a look. Coming out of the RO membrane, we're at 32. Zero. The path to zero. Getting to zero. Zero TDS at this point in the line, which is where it's just coming out and into the system. Overjoyed. Had nothing to do with the pressure pump. I mean, I never had the system working properly without the Aquatec 8800, but you know, the production is now fantastic. So my water pressure was only 40 psi anyway, which was barely marginable. For what I spent, I got this on Amazon. BRS sells a kit as well. It's the exact same thing, though, so why would you not go with Amazon? At least for me, I get 5% back on everything on Amazon, and it comes in 2 days. And so the pump came. I bought the solenoid, and actually there's a pressure gauge upstairs. I could hook up a pressure gauge. I don't think I need it because I have a pressure gauge here, but I ordered it anyway. Maybe I should just go ahead and return it. Otherwise, I could mount the pressure gauge here, and I could see the pressure coming out of the line, which I know already is 40 because I had this running straight into there without the pressure gauge. So, yeah, it's kind of the overkill to mount it. But overall, really happy with this pump. It's stupid simple. You know, one line in, one line out. It does do 1/4 and 3/8 inch. It comes with these two elbow connectors that reduce it down from 3/8 of an inch to 1/4. If you just try to put the 1/4 inch line straight into the pump, if it's not 3/8 of an inch, it's not going to stick. So important that you go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I mean, a moron could set it up because a moron just did. It was actually the easiest thing to install, was the booster pump. And for about 120 bucks, unless you have great water pressure of 60 or more PSI, if you're at less than 60 PSI, definitely less than 50. Less than 50, I'd say it's almost a requirement. At less than 60 PSI, I would say more, you know, somewhere around 60 to 80, you don't need it. But if you're at less than 60, definitely less than 50, just price it into the cost of the unit. Get the booster pump. It's going to make you make RODI water a lot faster, which is going to cost you less money in the long term from your water bill, and it just makes the system a lot more efficient. One issue I'm now having, the other system never leaked. Of course, it never leaked, but it never got above 40 psi. I'm having leaking out of this RO membrane. If you see at the bottom there, we've got a small but steady drip. I've used Teflon tape. I've opened this up a couple times. Nothing I'm doing is stopping the leak. Now, when I don't have the booster pump on and it's just at 40 psi, the leak is barely anything. Now you can see, you know, I got water dripping down here. Thankfully, it's dripping right into the lunchroom sink, and, you know, at the end of the day, it's a small drip. the system's still way more efficient. I don't know why it's leaking, but otherwise I'm getting 0 TDS water. I'm getting a lot of it, so the small leak, I'm just going to kind of leave it alone. I've cranked on this sucker as much as I could. This is plastic. There's no wrench for it like there is for this. So, I mean, I can go back and put more Teflon tape on. It's just leaking a little bit, and I can't do anything about it. Now, this would be fatal if it was somewhere else in my house, but it's in my laundry room. It's in my garage. It's mounted on the wall, and it's dripping right into the sink. And if it wants to drip on the concrete slab, whatever, it ain't going to be on that much. But, you know, most important thing, 0 TDS. We have 0. Got great pressure. Enthused with the Aquatec 8800. Simple, easy to use, super quick setup. No worries. Hope you guys enjoyed. Any thoughts on how to stop the leak there other than to crank on it more would be appreciated. And I'll catch you on the next one.